bar, of course, the Blackbeard coming in instead of Twitch, as far as historical things go. But ultimately, yeah, in the current meta and the recent patch brought in via, of course, Dustline, no surprisings whatsoever.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
So, in we go to Ace Gaming's defense. They're starting in the kitchen in the trophy room, putting armor down and selecting everything up, and then looking to set up all of their reinforcements. Standard ones here in the top of the backside of the B site. Legend setting those up. Romulus doing these walls alongside the kitchen, giving them that free movement within the corridor, whoever may be going that way. Upstairs, they have gone and done the trapdoors, as Boucher heads downstairs to create a couple of holes up through the floor, underneath the windows. As Elastic pulls down a couple of windows of his own, start throwing out the early cameras, getting things open, getting sight lines to the outside. We'll go for a quick reinforce on that window and gets away with it. Now we'll head to make holes in towards the kitchen. Careful not to shoot his teammates while he's doing it. And has this shield here to cover him from that drone hole. Sid now then, right around by the bottom garage of the snowmobile, will crack it open and make his way in very quickly. SMG-11 and LA-5 in hand. He's got drones from the rest of his team coming along this floor line as well. Checking every little corner, every little nook and cranny on his way. Eclipse doing the same thing on the floor above. He has drones coming on through. And he's checking every little angle that can be there on the top of the floor. Meanwhile, downstairs, Romulus is holding inside dining room with Pappy there on the other side, so they've got to be careful not to shoot each other, but otherwise do have a really nice crossfire coming that way. Legend holding the same spot from kitchen, very hell-bent on the fact that every attack is going to come from that direction, and to be fair, the history kind of fits that. Boucher is underneath this window down inside the garage, and Elastic is right next to that window up here inside the trophy room. Thermite charge going off then above Legend's head, means he's got to reposition away from that edge here in the kitchen. Tries to get himself in and will be right here and underneath.
Didn't even know you could squeeze your way in there.
Romulus gets taken out through the floor up above, and Sid gets Pappy as well. That's pressure in from the office to open up this front end of the map. So now the pressure can come in from dining room, but wow, Sid takes Legend down straight through the floor as well. In fact, no, he takes it out from out here. You can see him peek around the corner.
Just stepped out and shot him right in the face.
Stepped out, take him down. Boucher now looking to come upstairs. Elastic is very much pinned. He's moved forward from the trophy room itself and is just hiding in this corridor, looking for them to come around. Drone's going to come first, and he cannot kill it off. And 9line, while he's distracted, takes him down from the kitchen window. Spotted him as he was shot through the wall. They didn't get reinforcements up into that small part. And now from behind them, Boucher gets slaughtered by one leg Chris, who was already there, ready and waiting for that flank. When you have 5 members alive, you can just sit there and be ready for it. Drew AmBition easily taking round number 1. Talked about how this map comes down to people being on the fly, versatile, and adapting to the attacks coming their way, but everyone on Ace Gaming just sat there watching the spots that they were looking to hold and got cut apart.
Right, there are definitely maps where that works, where it's great to just get your angle, hold it, and hope everybody else holds theirs, but this is not one of those maps. This is one where you constantly have to be able to move and able to readjust. Yeah,
the spots that they were at were known to True AmBition. They took control of the floors above. They took the first couple of kills out by shooting straight down through that floor, and then were pushed in through the doorway, knowing where the next couple of men were going to be. It's all right, we've killed 2 people in dining room. That means the next man's got to be in kitchen somewhere. Sure enough, Sid comes around the corner, finds him clear as day. True AmBition now defending themselves then. They do reinforce this wall here. 9line getting that done will, as a result, mean they can go prone in that spot safely, unlike Valkyrie did last round. 9line making a line of kill holes in between A and B. Chris in there helping out too. They are putting a shield above the drone hole yet themselves. Eclipse will reinforce out towards the main lobby. Slash coming down. Eclipse drops into the basement while Sid reinforces up from Fireplace. And here comes Ace Gaming's attack. 9line is now heading upstairs to be that lone room. That's going to carry a couple of drones that are coming his way. Romulus is coming to the window next to him. He's going to put a breach charge on it. 9line is very close to that.
Oh, God.
It does go off. 9line is just far enough away, but he will get spotted as soon as he goes around. He does get downed. No, he doesn't. He went prone through that wall.
Yep.
Saw the shots land, and then he hired. The shots were not quite accurate enough to do a head. Does get one drone, gets the second drone. Now looking for Romulus to push on through. Romulus shrugs off the headshot and just continues to fire. Takes down 9line, but Sid will trade out by taking Boucher out with a C4. Romulus is on 1 health. Legend now clearing this floor from the other end, coming in through master bedroom, looking towards office as well. Hitting forward as Romulus checks the other angles. They will soon realize that this floor is clear, and now it is time for Legends to start heading down.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Drone's ready.
Shooting on the doorway.
Special charge. Stay clear.
Just now cracking holes in the floor above, looking down through these trapdoors, waiting for people coming their way. Slash is underneath. Sid is firing and trading shots with Pappy, who's right above him. Meanwhile, though, Eclipse went into the fireplace hall, looked up the back stairs and saw no one. He's now kind of trying to come up the front edge. Legend is now in the fireplace hall, so would have been exposed to that shot, but no longer. Pappy gets slashed through the floor there, and now he's taking more shots in return, but gets out to safety again. Drops the trapdoor out as Eclipse finally tries to peek up from behind, but Legend was ready and does take him down. Hadn't quite started to push on in, and with a quick trade of 2 kills from Elastic, he takes down One Leg Chris and Sid. Spraying straight through this hole as they both try and peek out, and they run across each other's fire, giving him that kill. Rook trying to spray through the doorway, letting Valkyrie turn tail and run, but she just runs through the shots already coming out. And it is an easy attack win ultimately there from Ace, from a similar floor point than them getting their own win. Everyone in the defensive side sitting in very predictable spots, getting moved and repositioned thanks to shots from above. And ultimately what we saw from Europe earlier on is that, yeah, okay, you know you're going to get control of the floor above, you know you're going to get that floor control and look down through it and fire down through it. But whereas with the teams we saw in Europe early on, nobody died from those exchanges, from either team, attack or defense.
Right, it's just one of those, it's kind of like opening the garage. Like, you do it to put the fear there, to make them have to be cautious of it, but it's not necessarily where you're going to pick up your kills.
Yeah, however here,
it is.
The kills were all coming from those holes all the same, so that allowed easy attacks from Fireplace then and secure rounds. Whereas, as we said, no one dying in Europe allowed times to run low. People would have to sprint in through dining or in a Fireplace and just get cut down by the 5 guns pointed their way.
Right.
So, Ace Gaming now defending the basement. Oh, snowmobile garage. Pappy come back down for reinforcing the floor above. They do then create a C4 hole between A and B sites.
Attackers must locate and defuse the bomb.
And we'll now go to hold. Push comes in. Boucher is upstairs in the trophy room looking towards kitchen, should someone come in that direction. Legend downstairs at the back of the wine cellar. Romulus and the back alley looking at the front stairs by library. Pappy still setting up a couple of last-minute defenses with Elastic here inside the A and B bomb sites. Romulus missed the drone when it first came down the stairs. He's now cautious of people coming that way as Pappy goes to hold that spot. The shotgun going to be holding much closer. Boucher still holding this angle into kitchen very tightly as Sid is actually getting pretty close to him. Within, oh no, it's not, he's miles away, he's outside dining. He just gave it up with their silhouettes. Starts to spray in through the kitchen window. Boucher's going to be a little bit aware of that, but he's not coming any closer than this. The rest of True AmBition getting control of the nearby floors. He does have a drone in here towards kitchen. Boucher could get spied on this. He just about spots him. There we go. Steps out and he sees it. Drone will get shot up, but now they know that he is in that area. Safe to come inside here and take out that camera, but they're going to have to focus a little bit of attention on dealing with him now. Eclipse trying to fire down into the back alley through this hole in the floor. Sid has positioned himself now in towards the kitchen, looking for Boucher to flank. Meanwhile, 9line has been taken out by that shotgun in back alley from Pappy. And it is just Sid versus Boucher. Boucher's moved into kitchen. Sid knows it. The grenade's going to cook out, go and land right next to Boucher. It does down him. Sid still unsure whether it's safe to move. He's going to throw the next grenade in. Now peeks around in case he tries to sprint away from this one, and he won't do because he's downed, and it is a secure kill. Pappy, though, grabbing himself a second one now onto one leg. Chris, he's completely flashed out this time over and will be downed. No, he's not downed. It's Romulus that got downed, and he's going to revive himself because he's Doc. Slash coming down the stairs, hitting them both. Romulus gets completely flashed again. Pappy's looking to fire it off. Romulus fires this time. Slash loses, but Pappy will get Slash for his third kill of the round. It's time for Sid and Eclipse to make a move. Sid is on these front stairs. Legend is running around inside the B bomb site. Watching in towards the connector. It's an interesting spot. If he gets pushed from behind, he's exposed, but he thinks he's safe from there. They've got cameras in the corridor, no doubt. Legend looking towards the front stairs. Sid has repositioned from there as he does so. Now he's going to go and join Eclipse, and they're going to drop in from behind. It is Legend exposed, but the SMG-11 shots don't do enough. The SLA-5, however, will finish him down. Elastic now coming in the room. The plant's going to go off. He's going to sprint straight around the corner, and it is an easy shot for Sid to make. Still spraying through the desk, trying to finish off Legend. He does do it now, and Pappy's going to come from above. Pappy has to ace it here to get this win. It's going to look right on top of Eclipse. Misses the first few shots, gets the next one. Tries to pre-fire right onto the diffuser. Now on top of the diffuser itself.
Fake it.
Wants to fake it. Pros don't fake, though. Does he hold it? No, he hasn't held it.
Oh, he shouldn't have faked it. He should go.
If he'd have held it, he's on top of a Valve camera. Why is he faking it if he knows the guy is right there? Sid now shoots the camera out. Pappy's holding it, pulls off at the right second, and it is an ace for Pappy.
Wow. I didn't think he actually pulled off it.
No, I mean, he was holding it until right before he came around the second.
Strong. His pull-off game is strong there.
Yeah.
Failed. Defenders win.
Yeah, it is.
Granted, yes, if he had just not faked it that first time, I think he would have had.
Yeah, it had it straight. I mean, why did he fake it that first time? He was on the camera,
right?
Sitting on the thing. Where's the team telling him we could see him? You know exactly where it is.
Right, he's got 4 players who have to be
four
able to look
dead
at that
players.
camera.
Like, one of them was on the camera. It was
right.
blue.
Yeah, it was
Someone
blue.
was there.
Somebody was looking at it. So where's the comms?
Hey ho.
Maybe somebody jumped the gun when he moved off it initially before he went back to reload the SMG-11. He took a step, so somebody's like, he's coming!
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
So, time for round number 4, and it's true AmBition on defense again. They're up into kitchen trophy room. Neither team having held this successfully yet, but we did, of course, see that voluntary switch to the downstairs location from Ace Gaming, and now they're here. Gonna have to switch back up to kitchen trophy themselves afterwards because they successfully held that basement level.
Camera feed up and running.
10 seconds remaining.
True AmBition
5 seconds remaining.
setting up inside once again.
Camera feed activated. Camera in.
Attackers recovered the diffuser. Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it. Attackers have
Chris
dropped the bomb diffuser.
is sitting here with a shot out towards the window, looking towards the campfire spawn. No one coming that way, though. Not yet. He's just holding firm. Feeling safe, feeling comfortable.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Happy with that shotgun in hand again, coming from games room entrance after droning for a little while. Legend now droning inside fireplace while the rest of his team clear through gaming room and bar. Inside, Pappy starts to crack holes down in towards the floor below. That is exactly the spot he was sitting on last time they defended this floor. Going to use a thermite charge on a floor that he could just shotgun. Gets through and goes outside. Heads towards the garage door. Puts another thermite charge, thinking about it, is unsure. Now above this trapdoor. Now that it's blown open, going to drop down through. 9line's in the connection hold. He's going to see his head and immediately start spraying away. Does get the kill with his shotgun, but gets shot in the back by Eclipse, who's right by the door. Eclipse is now very much pinned in, but he does get the shot onto Ash's head with his pistol. Goes for the reload, steps up for Romulus, but he will not get lucky a second time. Takes 2 with him, but Romulus will seal him out. Slash is now at the far end of Wine Cellar, trying to cover his down teammate from a distance. Dodges most of those shots from Romulus coming out, but the call comes out to leave me. 9line is left bleeding in the corner, and Slash runs away to live another day.
Drone spinning up.
Romulus going to drone on in and check that it is clear up the far end. Looking around, knows it's safe to get across. They didn't actually go in there to try and get 9line. Now they're giving it up. Legend pushing in from the front corridor. In from Dining. Does flash in. Now using that to cover the sound of him breaking this barbed wire. It gets 1 charge, but there's another set behind it. Over he goes. There's 9line finished up by Romulus downstairs, but the C4 kill is there. Thrown from inside the room by Sid. Right off the backside, checking underneath him, but throws it towards the doorway. Elastics, the next man. He's going to peek around the corner. The shots are there, and straight into the corner goes Sid. Got his shotgun in hand. He's edging closer, making sure he can get right up in their face. There's 2 members of Ace coming through here. They've still got to deal with the barbed wire. Romulus coming through straight into Sid's fire. That's 1. He knows the next one's there. He knows that's not the L85. He already heard that fire. Elastic comes around. He's repositioned enough for a second easy kill. And it's a triple for Sid to get round number 4 in the bag for true AmBition. So, switching it up to round number 5. It's another defense round for Ace Gaming. They had to get an Pappy Ace last round to secure it, and that was down in the basement, which they can no longer use. They have to go back up to the kitchen and dining room. They didn't hold this very well the first time around. Now they got to do it again. And this time, hope they do a better job.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
So, here's their setup now. They're bringing Doc and Rook to the table again. They've got Boucher on Jaeger, who tried to do a flank last time around, but it didn't work out for them. They got completely whitewashed with not a single death on the attacking team. Pappy once more on Frosted, exactly who he aced on last time around. And Elastic sitting on Valkyrie once more, just like he did before. Throwing out those early cameras, but ultimately doing nothing else, dying before he even fired a shotgun blast at his opposition.
10 seconds to insertion.
Door secured.
Camera feed up and running.
And as they
5
finish up
seconds
their
to
last
insertion.
couple of seconds worth of setups,
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Elastic
Attackers
once again
seconds to
throws his
locate a
camera at the
bomb.
front and real seals it.
Laying out the welcome mat.
Attackers dropped the diffuser. Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Drone
So,
activated.
true AmBition journeying in through the upper floors again, looking for anyone they can see. Boucher was spotted there on Eclipse's camera as he's heading down towards the back stairs and towards the basement.
Drone activated.
Sid has cracked open the garage door and he's looking to peek around. He knows exactly where Boucher is and does pre-fire him, tags him up a little way, but it's not a headshot.
Drone activated.
Gotta wash his hands before he moves on from here.
Yeah.
I think he really is trying to wash his hands. Like,
Walks almost straight into that grenade, but it wasn't quite cooked long enough, so he gets time to turn and sprint away again. That 3 speed really helping him out.
Those nimble fingers.
Sprints over another drone, so they know he's heading up towards library now. Does take that one out with ease, but Eclipse is already pre-firing as he saw him coming up those stairs, and Eclipse does take down that roamer. He took a bit of damage himself, but ultimately survives it, and that's what counts.
Didn't dry his hands all the way, and gun slipped around when he was trying to shoot it.
Looking for another one. He's got a couple of teammates now inside the office, and think of Thermite and Blackbeard, and they are starting to make those holes and fire down through the floor. And as we mentioned, this was the downfall of the last 2 attempts at defending this floor. Getting shot from the floors above and being in slightly too predictable spots. We'll see whether or not that happens again. Pappy is right underneath Eclipse here. Does fire straight up through him, tags him, but even though Eclipse is already low, it's not enough to put him down. Continues firing and just cannot land anything. Now the front dining room window doors are open.
Device is going dark.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
And he's right up close. He's got barbed wire of his own now to keep him covered. He wants to edge around the corner, but 9line is waiting there. 45 seconds on the clock. They need to come in. He does turn away from the flashbang, peeks around the corner and blindly fires. Next couple of flashbangs coming in, but they aren't going too deep. wants to just edge around this corner. He just keeps trying it and teasing the idea of coming around. Sid's going to come in, try and do the barbed wire, and he will be ready for him, but he gets down for him's trouble. Legend has killed off Slash, but Eclipse has finished off Romulus. Now that Valkyrie is dead, that Frost is dead, Valkyrie can start heading his way in.
Located by attackers.
Blackbeard can start heading his way in. Jesus Christ, it's too late already. Got another game to go yet, boys. Starts taking out the Frost Trap that's hidden in the bushes. Does get the first barbed wire done. Look towards the kitchen, and Legend is right in there. Edging through the barbed wire. Legend's going to hear it and possibly peek. Keeping his head in as hidden as possible. 10 seconds, he doesn't need to come out, and he does get the kill. He's incredibly low for it, but it's all onto Eclipse now coming the same way. Eclipse will get the kill. She's super low, but comes out. Got to hold the plant. Elastic's going to come in. It's going to be a free shot. Nothing that Eclipse can do about
Out
that.
of time.
And off he goes. Another successful defense round, and it is finally done for Ace Gaming here in the kitchen and trophy.
Watch the physics.
Whee!
It's
Love it.
just a leapfrog. Makes no sense, but it's awesome.
Time now for True AmBition to hold the basement themselves. Wine cellar and snowmobile garage.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bomb.
They almost successfully attacked it, but Pappy single-handedly put a stop to that. Can they hold it better than that? Sending out reinforcements down the back of the room, sealing off the main garage. Sid putting up a couple of cameras towards
10
the
seconds left before
front
insertion.
stairs, the back corridor, and taking out those little shelving units in the back as well, allowing him up onto the sink so he can wash his feet, not just his hands.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser. Attackers are moving out to
And the
locate a bomb.
attackers are now
diffuser.
already on their way.
The attackers' bomb
9line
diffuser
is
has been
upstairs,
recovered.
but only for a couple of extra seconds. Four heading down. Broken a couple of trapdoors and reinforced a couple more just to give them some interesting rotate spots if they should ever need it to get down behind this main garage. But ultimately, everyone else staying downstairs. Slash and Eclipse are playing aggressively on these back stairs because everyone knows that Ace come in this way every single time. And Eclipse was doing that aggressively and ready for it. Does get himself the first kill as Romulus is mid-vault in through the window. Slash now watching the other side. No one coming that way, but Eclipse will put up trophy system right next to him to keep him covered a little bit longer. They do fall back away. Shots are coming through the floor above, but not actually landing any close to dealing damage.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
Eclipse firing a couple of shots of his own, but not coming close to anyone. Pappy still above that hole again. This time he does have to thermite charge here. Legend picks up Slash down through the floor as he edges down the stairwell. He's got that shield in front of his face, so shrugged off the damage that Slash did. And now we'll fire through this tiny kill hole in towards Wine Cellar. Pappy finished opening up the bar, and now we'll come around to the garage door itself and start to open this up. And suddenly, this A-bomb site is looking very much like Ace might be about to storm all over it. Trophy system killed off. Pappy at the garage door only has a shotgun and doesn't really have the best of range coming in here. We'll pull his pistol out, take out the trophy system.
5.7 best rifle. He's got plenty of range.
Boucher watching the library stairs, making sure no one comes down behind him, and Elastic is watching the bar dropper, looking at that connector from the other site. They need to make sure they can kill out Eclipse, who is right underneath, and Eclipse does come around, take Elastic down. He cannot finish him off, though. He should be able to get the revive. That could be a big deal. Legend going to rotate around to try and get the kill, just missing by Eclipse there, as Boucher has now already successfully revived Elastic upstairs. Legend's had to fall back a little way as 9line is starting to throw smoke grenades out towards this door. Boucher's coming now to join him, but now they're both stuck here thanks to this smoke. 9line can keep throwing these out, but only for a maximum of 30 seconds, and with 58 left on the clock, that's not going to last long enough. Pappy, still outside this garage door, wants to come on inside, but without having anyone close enough, the range will not be enough. Elastic is now the man watching the flank, because he is already low health. 9line takes Boucher down, he's in the back corridor, finished off, so now Legend is the only man here. 37 seconds, and Ace need to think of something. True AmBition are pretty much shut away from the B site, but they will be able to collapse on it pretty quickly. So Legend and Ace Gaming, when they do come inside, need to make sure they can get inside at come speed. Upstairs, Eclipse has come to the top stairs, and well, Elastic is ready and waiting for him. The shots rattle off and he immediately runs away. Doesn't need to come around. One leg comes around the corner, but it's Blackbeard, so shrugs off most of the shots and one leg will go down. Nine Line gets Pappy as he comes down the front stairs. Legend's now trying to push into the connector, walks straight into the shotgun, but Sid isn't ready for it, and he will get down. Elastic Prince across the gap, and Nine Line's ready for that, but there's not enough deagle shots left in this, and the time will run too low for Legend to pick up the 2 kills he needed. So, back to 3 rounds of 3 as they successfully hold that basement. A couple of key members of Ace Gaming getting taken out at pivotal points in their push, just shutting down any attempt they had at really gaining momentum in towards that bomb site. They did have good angles on both sides, but with only a shotgun on that thermite outside the door, he couldn't really be any kind of impact or threat from that angle.
Attackers need to locate and
I mean, if we saw the walls, this one wasn't reinforced, this single white one here. If he had a long-ranged weapon, he could have sprayed through that and killed out the smoke that was sitting here and proned here in this little corner.
Yeah, odd to take the shotgun yet be the one to play the garage. Seems like they didn't really think out the gun positioning for any of the players.
I mean, they tried to send Ash down here with Legend, fine. Why not have Thermite blow the garage open, then have him come back here with his shotgun where he could be useful, and send Ash the way around here to be able to shoot in out of range.
Or even putting him, like having him rotate all the way around to the other side of A, where he's got some corridors where he can corner peek, he can cause, I mean, just corner peeking that doorway once the action starts with a shotgun.
Yep.
Really flushes the players out.
Attackers objective is to defuse the bomb.
Anywhere but sitting out by the snowmobile.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Heading up.
So, Ace Gaming downstairs, then holding as 5 again. They've got to rely on more than just Pappy this time, as he had to ace so that they could win last time over.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser. Attackers recovered the diffuser.
So, Ace holding on tight. True AmBition droning in all the floors above. Eclipse doing top floor, Sid doing middle floor. A couple of others just scanning around the bomb site down below, Slash leading the charge actually into the objective. Tries to jump away from Legend, but that ain't gonna happen.
Not gonna.
Pushing in now from the main garage as a threesome, Slash, 9 Line, and 1 leg. Looking to try and get on this back door. We've already talked about how powerful this corridor can be if you can get the wall opened up, especially when you've got a Blackbeard there, but they need to be cautious they're not getting pushed out from these holes. 9 Line is looking to fire in through them. Pappy's feet are just edge of wide of his shots. He, of course, doesn't know this. Ash does breach that left-hand wall, so it gives them a better sightline in, but it also gives someone a sightline out if they want to stop the thermite charge from Slash placing it. He's going to move around and put it on the mini wine cellar, though. Teases the sound. Puts it back on when he realizes no batteries are coming down. Will go off with ease. Up just to change the position his head's at in case Pappy peeks out, or someone peeks out. Pappy gets tagged very hard as he tries to come around the corner, and because he gets spotted by Blackbeard, Slash can come around and pre-fire him down. Elastic now in the same position though. That charge goes off and Elastic pushes aggressively forward. Gets Eclipse down as well, but he will be timed out, and well, 9 Line finishes him off. Eclipse now is a little bit pinned off to one side, but 9 Line can cover the cross to him. Someone may be able to revive him a little bit later on. 1 leg Christo has the diffuser, needs to be cautious about being that man to push across. Romulus up the far end has killed Sid, who was trying to flank around. Boucher between the wine caskets, looking to get that shot, but he's going to lose that to Blackbeard every time, and now has to prone and try and edge himself away. Legend behind the desk to start rattling shots off underneath 9 Line's shield. 9 Line also will be down. Boucher standing up trying to finish him, does grab him in the leg. Elastic Eclipse gets finished off now after 1 leg Chris did get across and revive him. Romulus now coming across from the other side as Doc gets a headshot from 1 leg. 1 leg versus Boucher. Boucher though has all the health points to his name.
All the health.
All the health.
Seconds left.
He's going to come inside with the diffuser and start planting in the corner. Is he going to
5
fake it?
seconds to go.
You heard it.
Comes around the corner, but he's pre-firing, but 1 leg just couldn't land the shots. Boucher only needed 1 bullet as he only has 1 HP. 1 leg Chris just cannot get the aim in the right spot. He had all the time in the world. Boucher even getting stuck on that shield gave him a little bit of immobility to maybe take advantage of, but he just couldn't aim right. Round goes over to Ace on defense, and now Ace on attack, looking to get into that kitchen and trophy room, as they could be sealing the map here if they successfully take it. It would be 5 rounds to 3 if they win. True AmBition just need to hold this defense though if they want to force an overtime.
Attackers need to locate.
But
and
ultimately,
defuse
both
bomb.
teams kind of struggling with the attack, which is funny because I feel like on EUPC when we watch Chalet, it's a lot of attack wins and defense fails. Here on NA though, we've been seeing the opposite lately.
AmBition have had pretty successful defense rounds here up until this point. They've got to be feeling confident about this going to overtime. Let's see if they are right. Sitting with their standardized defenses. They haven't reinforced this wall though, the right-hand wall here to the end of kitchen. They've done that a couple of times in the past and have used it to play that corridor. Now they're not, and they also feel very spread out. 9line reinforcing the entrance from bar to fireplace, breaking the trapdoor from bar, and now making some kill holds in towards the entrance here. Everyone knows, and we talked about that, Ace Gaming come in this way almost every round. And well, Ace realizing that they knew about that and are now readjusting. Romulus was the only man going in that direction. He's laddered up towards the top, while the rest of Ace Gaming are rappelling up and coming in by master bedroom. So True AmBition adjusting their defense for a team coming in from game room, and that team is not arriving. Will that prove to be the downfall here in their defense? Boucher coming in from the office, starts cracking the floor open with a couple of different angles from the safety of being outside.
Throwing up some smoke.
Starts spraying down through the hole, just aimlessly, to be honest, nowhere near anyone. Pappy journeying up the front side for Romulus. He will have just seen Jaeger running down those stairs, and Romulus now feeling comfortable to come inside, but staying ADS. Looking for any kind of movement until the drone tells him it's safe to readjust, and he does do to take out these cameras. Legends pushing from the other angle, and they will now pincer off this corridor. Take out the camera and then reposition, as they now know that floor is clear. He starts to pressure towards the bomb sites itself. Boucher looking down through the floor, finds Sid, who didn't realize that was opened up, and it's an easy headshot for Boucher to make. Now looks towards the next angle, down in towards the corridor. Sees that cleared up, doesn't need to cover there, as Elastic is now watching behind. Eclipse is still down there, he's in this tiny little corridor off to the side chute. Slash does get a kill of his own up the stairs. He takes Legend down, that's Blackbeard gone, and as the shots almost come raining back as a trade from Elastic, he gets ducked away and does get to safety. 9line kills Romulus. Now Slash is coming back up to where Elastic is, and a flick shot.
Beautiful shot by Slash.
Had to make that count. The first bullet had to do the job, otherwise he was very late to the party. And he gets it off. Pappy's planting a charge on that trapdoor. Gets tagged out. Slash does survive it though. Boucher getting 9line again, coming from behind. Now Slash has got to be cautious and does get into the office to survive him. Stands on up. Boucher thought he was coming into the master bedroom to chase Pappy, and he was wrong. Slash getting the drop on him, and this round has been saved here by Slash's push. Does look like it will be an overtime round unless Pappy does something absolutely godlike here. That thermite charge actually bugged out on the trapdoor too, so he's having to use a second one, but tries to do it to bait Slash out. The bait worked, but he still gets killed for it. Slash getting the shots he needed as he was already incredibly low health. And it will be overtime then. 4 rounds to 4. As we do head into a True AmBition defense again. So, down into the kitchen trophy room again, True AmBition go. They need to go back to what they did before, to be fair. We did see them try and switch things up there to aggressively hold that game room. It nearly backfired on them, but Slash picking up 3 huge kills. First onto Blackbeard, then that fantastic shot onto Elastic up the stairs, and then dealing with Boucher coming around, leaving him a free 4th kill to seal the round and ultimately end it out. But he got very lucky to get all 4 of those kills. Hell, he got lucky to get the first 2 of them, let alone the follow-ups.
Very lucky, yeah.
So, these go back to their previous defense strategies, as they were far more solid, far less luck reliant, if they want to continue this round. And to be fair, they have no reason to go back to that crazy strat. It worked once, don't need to try it again.
Hey, every once in a while, though, a little luck will pick you up around. Nothing wrong with that.
Hey ho.
10 seconds left.
Setting up defense again. Now Eclipse is reinforcing this little corridor, so they do have that back to hold in. One leg once more, washing out these back windows towards the campfire. Pappy and Elastic spawn in that direction. Elastic running down the safer route. Pappy going with him, just picking up the diffuser. Oh, actually, Pappy thinking about coming the other way. No, he's going up and over the top of the rocks. We'll drop down into a safer position without coming through one leg's crosshairs. One leg has already moved away. Elastic's gone up towards the car spawn. Romulus still by Games Room, droning in that direction, while Legend and Boucher will come around towards the office windows and the kitchen windows and looking at making their way in here. Checking through the drone holes, looking to see what kind of small opportunities they might be able to find. They will find nothing. Boucher up top, cracks the door open in towards the office and hides. Slash is pretty close by here. Just waiting for the player to come perhaps inside it, but Pappy's drone will see him and he does have to turn tail and run away before the spray comes in his direction. Boucher backs up and is a little bit more cautious about where he stands now. It cracks the window open and looks in towards the library.
Bomb located
Well,
by attackers.
9line is in that library. Cautious about where he sits. Window behind him gets blown open. He's now incredibly aware of its spot. What he's not aware of, however, is who is waiting for him. Romulus comes straight in. 9line is going to change the fight for him, and despite getting the first shot off, Romulus is the better aim. Still a half health when he gets the kill on 9line. Runs out into the corridor though, and Slash is there waiting for him. Didn't get the memo there was a second roamer. So yes, while Ash put him away from the office, she didn't know where he went. His first port of call, Romulus, when coming out that doorway was to shoot the camera. Should have checked the stairwell first. Slash gets the trade kill. Ash is still in the office, and Slash still knows about it and wants to try and deal with him. They've had big issues with Boucher doing exactly that to Sid for multiple rounds now. Slash's job was to deal with it. He got droned away, and then he still gets away with getting the kill. Now he's looking to edge forward for it. Ash is tight around the corner. He does just drone. He knows he's got to be close.
He threw the drone from right there.
Sprays through the wall. He is going for it, but he does get the headshot with a very close to last bullet. Gets out from it after taking quite a bit of damage, gets back to the stairwell and survives it. Eclipse, however, is close as one leg Chris take down Pappy, and there's now just 2 attackers left. 9line, sorry, 1 leg finished off by Legend in the back of the trophy room itself. Elastic's now inside the kitchen, and yes, they had 2 roamers left, but these roamers have got to make their way towards the site. Slash drops down in towards kitchen. Legend will kill him off, but he's already killed Elastic. It's a 1v1 between Legend and Eclipse. Eclipse has eyes on the diffuser. Legend has to come around the corner to pick it up. Getting around, he does pick it up. Maybe Eclipse didn't have eyes on it. He wasn't shooting it straight at it already. Moves forward in towards the kitchen. Legend is looking to go for this kill instead of the plant. Comes around the corner. Eclipse is up on the right hand side, but he misses the shots. Eclipse is going to try and run away. Instead, he's got 2 seconds to hide around this corner. Comes for the knife!
Clips! What a play!
I thought he'd screwed up.
Oh my
I thought he was going to hide in that corner for a second too long, and the pre-fire from
the pre-fire, yeah.
Pre-fire from Legend was going to get it. It's the only place he could have been. He would had to do it, but no.
No.
Aggressively goes out for the knife.
I can just picture him sitting there on his mouse and keyboard with a big grin on his face, like, yep, this is going to happen. A stab. It's that much more fitting being Blackbeard as well.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's the smart way. You come around that corner pre-firing, you're likely to hit his shield, and he could get the shot off to kill you.
Yeah.
The knife isn't going to hit the shield. That will kill.
No, that's definitely going to do it.
So, yeah, smart play. And it looks
Very
great
smart
on
play.
screen.
Yeah, fantastic looking play. And a smart one to go with it.
So, time now for True AmBition with a 1-round lead to try and attack. They are attacking the basement level, the wine cellar and snowmobile garage. First time they held this, it was a Pappy ace. Second time they held it, it was some less than wonderful maneuvering from True AmBition trying to attack the wine cellar from the main garage side. What does this round hold for True AmBition on the attack?
10 seconds left.
New feed active.
5 seconds to go. Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
There it is. Attacking team on the way. Ace. Finish up their last couple of defenses in the basement. Making a couple of heel holes in the floor, same as before. Then looking to sit in more static position. Slash, this time around, rather than coming from the main garage, is droning the upstairs while laying prone outside the snowmobile garage doorway. The more familiar position for a lot of thermites in this world. He does drone down the stairs now to look at what's waiting for him on the inside. They do realize it is completely clear. Head straight over to blow it wide open. And 9line now, the man with the gun and the shield on it, will look to fire in through the gap. Boucher right at the end of his crosshairs, but again, no idea. Sprints across the gap and the reactions just aren't there for 9line. I'd been amazed if he did react to that, let's be honest.
It's the beauty of playing Blackbeard, you don't need to react.
It's true, you've got 3 seconds of absorbing bullets. For take your time and land up a one-tap.
Get it, doesn't matter what your skill level is, it brings it down for you. You can just wait until you're ready to click.
Attackers recovered the
Elastic on the
diffuser.
other side. Oh, we did just see him, but he wasn't paying attention to it. He sees the edge of Elastic's body when he makes that edge across. If he goes back the other way, it might be different. Romulus gets grenaded in the back alley, but does revive himself, but Slash peeks around the corner to seal the deal before he gets back up. There we go, now he sees him. Now he sees him start shooting the legs, and Elastic gets downed, and it's a kill for 9line. The new skinnier version of Valkyrie, not skinny enough to keep him alive.
You cannot hide in that corner, that's not a thing.
No. Boucher now prone, still in the back of Wine Cellar. Legend is behind the desk, same place he was been every single round to far, but 9line cannot see this, and until they spot him on a drone, he won't be able to wallbang him. Gonna flashbang into the connector, see if anything shifts out. Nothing does. Slash now at the back alley is looking up the front side as one leg Chris takes Pappy down as he tries to aggressively push up the front stairs. Boucher in the corner is going to get slashed in by Slash. Only Legend standing. He's already looking the wrong way. Slash gets an easy shot into the back of his head, and that's map 1 in the books. True AmBition making it look easy after all their attack rounds on this map failing. They get the one in overtime to just
good one, right?
yeah, walk on over them. There it is, 6 rounds to 4, map 1 in the books. Before we head over to map number 2, which will be Bank. We've seen some big plays from some Roamers on this, and we've seen mixed results for teams trying to take them out.
Right, yeah.
And Bank arguably, look at Slash, 12 and 6.
Yeah, that's big.
Bank is arguably going to have more of an issue with those Roamers for both sides.
Right.
Attacking teams trying to find them, it's bigger, it's far tougher to do.
Yep.
Defending teams successfully executing the flanks and the pushes and getting away with good Roamers is a lot tougher to do and a lot tougher to organize because of the size of the map and how far you've got to stay away and hidden, but then get back at the right timing. So we'll see.
The one advantage, like we talked about before with Bank, as far as the roaming goes, is when you have locked the players remaining into the bomb sites, it is harder for them to then disappear from the bomb sites. Whereas like on this, you know, when you're playing Kitchen Trophy, it's pretty easy to hit this drop down or that one in the back of Trophy and suddenly become a roamer again.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, so that part at least will be something the attacking teams won't have to worry so much about.
So, as the teams switch up sides and get ready for Bank, we'll look at the highlights of the last round, of which there were a few interesting moments from both sides. Sid there just trying to sprint through the doorway without his gun held up. Honestly, sprinting that distance gains you less than half a second.
Right, it's not much of an advantage.
Would have been better to keep his gun held high. Good shots onto Frost, even though she was taken low, gave his position away, and a lucky headshot there keeping one leg Chris alive, but then he couldn't get the second headshot to seal that round. We would have been done a damn sight sooner. Sid once again sprinting back into this corner after multiple rounds of Boucher landing headshots from that angle.
And that's also just lucky last little headshot there.
Recoil pulling it back in, he drops down onto Elastic's head with his ease, and Eclipse finally sealing this round with a knife. And there it is, the leg shot onto Elastic, taking him down before he can react to it or move, and Slash coming in right at the end to get the final 2 kills. Boucher proned in the corner, like fish in a barrel, and then Legend looking the other way, executed.
Which, yeah, not much you could do there.
Not much at all. So, that is map number 1, and it is in True AmBition's favor. As we mentioned, Ace Gaming currently only have 2 games on their record. Yep. One of the few squads that could continue and actually knock Orbit off that top perch.
Yeah, by the time they make up all their games, it could give them that 15, what are they, 15 points?
15 points for Orbit, yeah.
15 points to put them in top front of Orbit.
But
a lot of points.
They need to win every single game.
Yeah.
Not including this one, admittedly. Orbit are on 15. Ace Gaming have 5 makeup games to do.
And they have
Winning all of
4
them would have
points
it, and they have 4 points already, exactly. So they can afford to lose this one and still push Orbit off, depending on Orbit results. But getting a point out of this is still important for them. So, lockers and CCTV will be Ace's first attempt at defending the basement. As now, True AmBition starting us off with an attack.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Setting drone back here.
Camera feed up and running. Heading up. New feed active.
So, Ace setting up their defenses, which includes a hell of a lot of top floor trapdoors. Boucher and Romulus doing the ones at the front side. Pappy's done the 2 here in the open office in the little smaller joining room. Let's see whether or not they're going to do, yep,
5 seconds
this
to
one
insertion.
here above server. Yes, they are. Some teams do, some teams don't, depending on whether or not they're planning to play inside the server room itself, or whether or not they're playing inside this stairwell. We've seen some shotguns do work from in there in the past. We'll see whether or not they do it again. Attacking team Audio making their way in then. Eclipse is rappelling up the side of the building as Boucher is running around on the floor above as the lone roamer. And he does come straight back downstairs. Romulus is still above now as the one man playing within the elevators. He's in a pretty pinned in position if he does get found out here.
Only if he's not brave.
I mean, he's still pinned in even if he is brave.
You're never pinned
The
in if you're
attacker's
brave.
bomb diffuser has
That's what
been
shifting
dropped.
W is for.
So, as he looks towards the lobby, no one comes that way, so he does creep his way out and reposition. There was a drone coming in behind him. Not aware of it yet, watching the stairs above. Sid is now starting to make his way in towards the lobby. Romulus holding a very tight angle. Misses the shots and misses the follow-up. Now Sid knows exactly where he is. He will look to reposition, but Boucher is there to back him up. Still not cautious of that spot. Eclipse is coming down to the stairs above. Romulus has taken over that position on the stairs where Boucher was, as they do now head down and play a little bit more defensive. Minute 26 on the clock. Boucher is being downed.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Where did that shot come from? Off the garage. 9 line ticking him down as he peeks around the garage. Romulus going to come around the corner and revive him with Doc. Does have to give up a little bit of position on the stairs, so he goes back and pre-fires it. 9 line has taken a beasting in the garage as he fights onto Legend, but Legend does lose out that fight. Romulus will go and seal it though as 9 line gets taken down, but Eclipse has now come down the stairwell. Romulus reloading in the corner, gives a sound away, and Eclipse heard it on the reload. Peeks around the corner, gets Romulus taken out. Now goes back up to drone, realizes this drone is too far away, reposition, throws another one out, makes sure it's closer and easier to get down the stairwell. Boucher takes out that drone as he's prone in the corner. 37 seconds on the clock. The rest of True AmBition are pushing the other end of the hallways as Eclipse is just seeing the lone man on this stairwell. Inside, Pappy just seals what could be True AmBition's fate, picking up the diffuser and 2 kills down inside server room. Now, Sid and Eclipse have to come and go for him. Sid drops down and pushes aggressively towards the vault. Pappy going to come behind him and finish him off. Now Eclipse is going to drop down the other way. He's not ready for him. Cannot get the shot off in time. Eclipse is very low, does begin the plant. Elastic is going to come out from the stairwell behind him. Sees him. It's a secure and easy round. Ace gets round number 1 in the books.
Just all that hesitation just to smash his face into pieces with the shotgun.
Yeah, gets the job done. Just as a quick reminder, ladies and gentlemen, mute is still banned in these games today because
It just came too late notice, right?
the confirmation on the mute bug being fixed and thermite interaction came hours before the European game started today. So for today's games, he stays banned as teams did not have enough time to prepare, and it's fair for everyone keeping it that way. But for next week's games, he will be re-enabled.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
Now it's True AmBition's turn to try and defend the same location. Note how Ace's win in that last round, honestly, largely came from those rumors. Despite those rumors didn't necessarily kill anyone, their aggressive forward positions, the shots coming out from the elevators from Romulus towards Sid, the shots coming out from Boucher and stuff in the garage, just locking people at a distance for such a long time that when it came to actually making the push, True AmBition had to do it all at the same time in a very speedy position, which means running straight into shotguns. And yeah, it allowed an easy couple of kills for their counterparts on this game.
To go. Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser. Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
So, True AmBition obviously reinforcing all the same trapdoors and now heading downstairs, leaving a 5-man basement spot. And will now begin to hold. Sid is the lone player inside the server room. Slash has actually gone up to the floor above, playing right above server. He's going to come down the stairs. And he's now holding the tight angle on the edge as they do start seeing trophy systems go off. People are trying to come in from the sewage tunnel. C4 going to come out from Sid, go off way prematurely and not touch a soul.
A little overzealous there.
Yep. Ace Gaming just triggered enough of the trophy system to get that smoke grenade to succeed and then immediately repositioned and fell back from there. Boucher is staying in the tunnel, but he's looking for that aggressive push forward. It's not going to come. The rest of his team are rotating around and looking for different angles inside the building now. Elastic is up on the roof at the far side. Legend is inside the garage and is checking for cameras while he edges forward, but doesn't want to be too aggressive here because if he goes down before the rest of his team is in a position to really push their advantage, what is the point of having a pincer?
But this should be a very easy spot for Blackbeard to stay alive.
Yes, he should be
Indefinitely.
comfortable to sit here. He's also got support now in the way of Thermite, who's going to come and blow the wall to the right-hand side of this door. Romulus is also upstairs looking for a synchronized breach here. I suspect. I'm not sure why he's really holding on to that one. It doesn't actually go anywhere of significant value.
Pretty dead drop.
Line right at the back of the vault here in the gold room. He's going to come around the corner straight into Legend's aim. You knew he was there and he's taken down, but Elastic has been down here at the top of the server stairs by Slash. Romulus is going to go for the revive. Slash, however, staying very passive, not going to come and deal with it. They do get him up. Eclipse has taken down Pappy. Elastic coming around the corner again, and Slash goes for the pre-fire. This time he gets the kill. Can't down him twice. Romulus now coming around. He knows there's going to be a second one because of the revive, and he does get it out on top. Slash, the fire rate, that MP7 just too good, even for the F2 brought by Romulus. And Sid at the same time downs Boucher, who's coming to turn. Oh, he doesn't down him. He's just incredibly low. Boucher coming in to try and catch Slash on his way out of the basement stairs. Walks straight into Sid's shotgun, and Sid finishes him off while Slash rotates around to Garage to finish off Legend. And let's see how he did it here on the kill cam. Legend coming up from this garage doorway through that hole being broken up, exposed his left hand or his right hand side while he tries to peek garage stairs. And it is another comfortable defense win for team holding the lockers.
Yeah, and that is, we've seen time and time again. I mean, if you lose 2 people, 3 people like that coming down the blue stairs, it's just over at that point. I mean, with Ash being isolated with the diffuser, under a minute left, and losing both the people trying to push down the stairs, which we've seen so many teams struggle to take those stairs. I don't know why those stairs are so much more difficult than all the other stairs and all the other maps, but that's just where teams get. That wasn't even a shotgun this time.
Yeah,
it was just an SMG-11, dicing them to pieces.
So Ace's second attempt to defend is here in the archives, and the thing.
That one spot with the stuff with that bomb there.
Tell us in archives. There we go.
Hello.
Jesus. Now, as we talked about earlier on, we had G-Boss on our stream. They've tried some interesting things with this specific spot, namely 4 shotguns.
Yeah.
Here for Ace, we have 1, we have 2, and that is it. And that makes sense, because G-Boss's success level with 4 shotguns over, I think it's been a grand total of about 4 or 5 attempts at least, has been 0. So, smarter play indeed. We do have Pappy and Boucher on the floor above here. As we mentioned in the past, it's very important to hold this floor when you're using these bomb sites, because as you can see, it is all destructible and wooden, and it is very hard to hold the floor below when you're being shot from above. So it is Boucher and Pappy's job to do that, and we've already seen that Pappy can go big with this Super 90 when he wants to. Will they make it work? Sid is already on the window, starting to crack open a couple of holes and look towards that room itself.
Way to do it.
Drone's ready.
They are starting to angle down and in. Well, not looking for anyone. No one watching the lobby actively now, which is a little bit worrying, but Sid finally realized he could check across, but lucky for them, no one from Ace is actually there.
Right, Eclipse is in an awful spot to be on a drone. He's very vulnerable to a lobby rotation.
Reloading.
Tango located. Second floor. Drones activated.
Grenade comes in. 9line seals the deal as he takes down Pappy, downed inside the little stock room. They're still looking for Boucher. They know he's up here. Eclipse has traded a little bit of shots with him. Sid is now firing over the top of Eclipse, repositions around now to try and get a better angle. Boucher behind the desk creeps into Eclipse's sightline. Easy, easy headshot as he tries to crouch peek across. Now they can start making holes in the floor. Did that one even go off? No, the trophy system killed it. There we go. Floor above Legend is now broken. He immediately has to move away from this A-bomb. It's actually lucky Eclipse wasn't a bit faster. He was stuck for a moment there.
Hostiles. First floor.
Elastic is actually right close to. He can see the feet. Just needs to try and get the right angle. Repositions around slightly. Is now looking to spray down. He's not quite on top of Elastic. Doesn't quite line it up properly. Does see him this time around. He's firing shots again, but won't land them as Elastic moved away. Still trying to make these shots land from above. Romulus is taking a lot of his own from the Archives location, but it's just too busy covering so many different angles right now. He has to keep moving. Legend a little bit more comfortable firing up through these holes, but there's no one there. Elastic is now firing onto Sid as he takes fire from above. This is why you have to hold those floors so tightly. Because now they're taking punishment from all angles. Tries to C4 straight up to there, but he's not there. Sid has already dropped down to the floor below. He's in a frost trap now right outside the teller's location. Eclipse is taking his spot up and above, and Elastic is so low. Romulus was down, revived himself, but one leg finishes him off before he stands up. Legend does take down Slash, but it's the first kill for the defending team. They still have 4 to find. 9line looking to come inside, walks straight into the shotgun, but he survives it because face shield, lol. And 9line getting a second kill onto Legend to seal it out the round for True Ambition and an attack win. Second kill was the easiest he'll get this whole game, I think. Tellers and Archives now the spot for True Ambition to hold themselves. They successfully attacked it because of that upstairs floor. Can they hold it any better themselves? A good 5-man take on that floor was executed by True Ambition to gain control of it and hold.
New feed active.
Can they hold it any better themselves?
Deployed and ready to go. Camera in position.
Slash does begin a couple of reinforcements and does get ready to hold that floor himself. He has been a big impact in the last couple of games, both on this map and the first.
Yeah, but he didn't
10 seconds
stab
to go.
Blackbeard.
Nope, he didn't stab Blackbeard.
Attackers have located a bomb. 5 seconds remaining.
That's my play of the day.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Can he
Attackers'
hold this
objective
floor?
is to defuse the bomb.
Be as impactful here. Elastic and Boucher now rappelling up onto the windows, coming up to one side. And we'll start to put pressure onto those edges. Legend looking to come and join them in a minute.
Up and running.
They do make their way up the side of the building. Elastic right up onto the roof and now across to the other end. Boucher is the man checking in towards the lobby, up nice and close so that Legend can get free shots through some of these windows.
Deploying ADS.
Romulus is up on the roof now checking in through the skylight location while Slash is still putting a couple of batteries down onto the walls within the offices. Legend opens up one angle, sees the batteries on the wall.
Drone up.
Just cautiously checking the entire floor. Boucher already taking a beasting of damage as he's peeking into this window, looks to the far side, sees a couple of players sprint across the gap, sprays in rather aimlessly to be fair. Slash, however, has been downed by Blackbeard as he tries to take those kills onto Boucher. He's now trying to hide as best he can behind this desk. Pappy's drone is still spotting him out though. Legend knows he's behind there but can't do anything about it. He's looking for that man to come through and get the revive. Boucher now blowing a couple more windows open. Pappy is droning in the backside. They are spending quite a while trying to deal with these two roomers. Minute 30 already gone. Legend does pick up one kill onto Eclipse now as he tried to come in and deal with and save the bandit. Those shots do go out but don't get the kill. He will now come on straight in and finish off poor little downed bandit. For 120 now is what they've got to deal with the floors below. Eclipse and Slash held out as long as they could. Didn't deal any damage to the attacking team and all they did was die.
Work on his door circle game.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite have it.
So now it is time for the attack to really commence for Ace Gaming. Boucher has rotated in towards the main lobby, is now starting to pressure in from the reception desk. Door gets broken open and Sid is now a little bit cautious. Up and above him, Elastic. Pappy starting to make a lot of holes in the floor. Legend doing the same thing, using his shield to give him a bit of cover down and through. One leg Chris is actually right underneath him here, and there we go. Spots it and secures a free kill. Romulus does get down by C4, but will be revived by Pappy nice and easy. 9line is edging out aggressively. We'll actually see the back of Elastic's head, but can't get the headshot. Does down him finally. Boucher now going to come around and try and save him. A little bit late, and 9line is the last man standing for his team, does run away. Pappy, still upstairs, has to jump over the edge. He's trying to get inside the bomb site as quick as possible to get this plant down and give 9line as little time to move as we can.
10 seconds remaining.
Looking towards the Archives doorway where it is completely uninhabited by Ace. They're all in the front side by Tellers. Cracks it open, makes his way in. He's got 4 to find then. Romulus is in the barbed wire. He sees him, does get the first headshot down. 9line getting 1. Boucher's still out there on low health, so he could use that to his advantage. Cracks the wall open, gives himself another way in. Another angle of sight. Legend now, he's going to see that shield come around the corner. He's got to be scared of it. Boucher outside in the main lobby will not reveal himself yet. Now he sees him. Legend surviving that shot, taking no damage whatsoever because LOL's shield.
Yeah.
He's looking now for Boucher to try and peek in, but he has no reason to until the rest of his team call his need for it. He's going to edge it around, but he's going to reveal himself to Thermite in just a moment, and there it is. Pappy stands up, shotgun to the face, 9line down, and Ace successfully win themselves an attack round of their own.
I mean, at the end of the day, Blackbeard, he didn't. It was just, you can't. What can you do?
No.
Unless the other two teammates peeked first, gave him the easy kills, and then he could move up and get the shotgun. You just can't.
So, lockers and CCTV, back downstairs we go for Ace Gaming. Both teams successfully held this floor, and then both teams successfully attacked the floor above. One of them needs to break this cycle and break it fast if they don't want to go to another overtime. As once again, Ace begin to move on upstairs, planting barbed wire as they go and doing all of these trapdoors as well. A little bit slower on their reinforcements this time. Wonder if that suggests they're going to try and stay on the upper floors a bit longer. Normally it's the first things you get done and then you head downstairs, but they did their downstairs stuff first and are now coming up. And the attackers are spawning in before they're even finished. They've got 2 reinforcements left to do. Boucher going for a shot outside the alley instead. Sprays it open. There's nowhere near anyone. They're miles away still. Gonna leave that reinforcement undone. Meanwhile, we've got Romulus inside the Archives location. He didn't do the elevator trapdoor either, and he's now trying to sprint back as fast as he can, but it's Capcan. There's only so fast you can go. He's also only placed 1 trap. Looking to do a second one now as they're already pushing inside the open office area and kitchen. Reinforcing this door up. 9line is very, very close with Blitz in hand. Notice the no Blackbeard this time, and Romulus goes into the kitchen. One leg Chris's drone does come and spot him. When door comes following open from 9line, now Sid and Slash are inside this next room. They open the wall up. Sid and Slash taking a beating already. Sid now comes around the corner, and Romulus panic barbed wires. And it's an easy kill for a true AmBition while he's stuck in that animation.
Poor guy was taking his trash out and he scared him. Dropped it all on the ground.
So, 1 free kill down. 9line don't walk through the Capcan trap. There we go, thank God. You've just killed a Capcan running around that floor. If you're not checking every single door right next to you,
You're doing it
you've got
wrong.
an issue.
Serious drywall work
So, trapdoor then, 2 servers going to get cracked open. Ace sending Elastic up these back stairs. 9line's waiting right there. 9line turns his left side too far and exposes his right flank to Elastic. Easy kill. You can see him right around the corner. He's going to expose his back to him. Trying to land a couple of shots and...
Elastic just took it.
he's like, all right, you take a shot, you're going to sprint out, right? Nope. Pappy comes around though and takes him down. It is a 1-for-1 trade, but around goes Sid. He sees Pappy. Oh, I'm going to stand in the same corner that my teammate was exposed. Oh, he sledges him.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
Down he goes. 2 defenders left up. Boucher and Legend.
Why would you do that?
Legend watching the front main stairs. Boucher in the red corridor, going to be the man looking over A. It's not going to take long for True AmBition to realize this. As we talked about, they need to break that spell of defending teams winning this round, this basement every single time if they want to take anything other than overtime out of this. This could be that round for True AmBition. They've got 3v2, they've got a minute on the clock, and they can drone out and spend all the time they want finding these players. Legend still inside the B site is watching the front stairs. Boucher still in the red corridor is watching towards A, but as the lone man, it's not too hard to come in, pre-fire that doorway, and get a plant down. You don't have thermite left up, so you can't blow the wall, but you can still have one man cover that wall, or one man plants. And here it is. Sid is droning inside right next to the wall. They do set the drone up on the edge. One leg Chris is there to try and back him up. Boucher in the corridor. Legend starting to move a little way forward and look up and above towards where Eclipse is as smokes come out. Boucher now spraying inside at one leg Clips, but it doesn't matter. He's not hitting and Sid is already planting. Planting in the corner. Sid does get shot right at the last second, but the plant's already gone off. Sid kills Boucher. Boucher kills Sid, but Eclipse gets Legend as he tries to rotate under the trapdoor, and there it is. Round number 1 on attack for that locker spawn goes to True AmBition. And now if Ace want any chance of taking this to overtime, they're going to have to need to kind of do the same thing themselves.
Win?
Yep, on attack, while attacking the basement. So, True AmBition, no surprises there, choosing the lockers and CCTV room themselves. And here comes the attacking team of Ace. They are not bringing themselves a blitz to the table, they're still bringing the Blackbeard, but to be completely honest, the blitz was useless in that last round. Really made no impact whatsoever. So, no real need to switch it up and copy that strategy. So, upstairs go True AmBition. They do get all of their reinforced trapdoors done in time. Clips even finding a little bit of time to chase some drones before heading right up to the top floor. Repositioning down after giving up his position. A couple of armor packs still need to be picked up. Sid is one of them. We do a couple of last minute reinforces and barbed wire placements on their way down. Slash coming in from the sewer tunnel. True AmBition and Sid going out there to try and join and be in the same spot. A couple of last minute trophy systems and stuff up. And upstairs we go to look at the attacking squad coming in. Legend and Puppy pushing in from the garage location. Legend actually in the garage prone first. Puppy coming in above, looking towards the lobby windows, making sure no one comes out to surprise him from that way. And the other 3 members of Ace are all coming in through the front door. Drones first, but ultimately Elastic watching what's coming his way in case anyone rushes out to them. Legend now aggressively in towards the garage that they know it is clear.
Deploying drone.
Legend once more inside the garage with Pappy here to help him blow open the wall towards the red corridor. They do look to cover the cross. Just inside there is one leg Chris inside the B site. He is holding a tight angle across the bomb in towards A. This is a beautiful little angle actually.
Yeah, wow. That's
towards the A
got
site.
to be very hard to see right there.
9line though still in the red corridor himself, checking cameras, is right in the spot that Legend punished him hard from before. Needs to be very cautious coming around this corner as well. Slash taking a couple of shots as he also peeks out towards the garage. He sees Puppy. He's not going to realize that Legend may be here too. Sid still in server. It's going to be safe for the shots coming this way. Slash is holding a good tight angle.
Go live.
Blackbeard does turn to run. He's momentarily stuck, but not punished for it.
Stay clear of the blast.
Now begins to drone his way up. 9line is repositioned away and it's not too dangerously in that red corridor anymore. Slash kills that drone up before it gets inside for too much information. 9line repositioned around. Now Eclipse, 9line and One Leg are all inside the vault. Where are the attacking team? They are looking to come down through the front edge. They're looking to come down into this vault. We've seen teams try it. It's not always worked. Pappy drops in. Elastic drops in. Voucher drops in. Goes for a breach in towards B. No, he thinks they'll go out there otherwise. The smoke in vault is keeping them good and covered. But Eclipse is right inside there. So's 9line. One Leg Chris getting 1 kill, but then gets traded out by Pappy. Smokes are locking them inside the vault here, and they can't help push or defend this. Eclipse missing the shots onto Boucher. Legend's getting upstairs. They've taken Slash down as he tries to come across from the other side. Legend will now finally fall. 9line in the red corridor is trying to take one. He gets Legend. Sid gets down Pappy. Now it's all on Romulus. He's inside B, but Sid is in there with a shotgun for a triple. It did look hairy for a moment there for True AmBition, but...
Like you said, to be fair, I feel like they would have decimated Ace a lot sooner if Smoke wasn't cutting them off the vault from being able to flank them.
Smoke was expecting them to drop and rush into the vault. They went, no, we're going to smoke and go the other way. And thankfully, Sid with his shotgun was on point with every single round he fired. But if he had fallen,
right,
that could have been a hell of a different story. Like as I said, we've seen teams try that drop before and fail miserably, but that was because they would drop and immediately get butchered from the landing. As soon as that didn't happen, suddenly Ace were looking good, but just couldn't get inside the B-bomb site itself as Sid did a great job dancing and pirouetting and spinning around the bomb itself to get kills from all angles.
Attackers need to locate.
True AmBition then on to attack once more of the basement level. They've successfully won here for 1 attempt. Can they do it again and they can seal this round and this map and ultimately take all the points home. 6-4 on the first map, currently 4-2 up on this map. The only problem comes for them if they do lose this round, that puts them 4-3 and then they're on defense and they have to go Teller's Archives, and we've seen everyone lose Teller's Archives with no real sign of any hope of winning it, to be fair. They were both convincing victories for the attacking team.
Right.
And that would then force an overtime.
10 seconds left.
So unless they've got some other strategy they feel could work for the other upstairs bomb sites, if they force onto another defense round, this could literally be the difference between overtime or map win.
Oh, definitely.
Once again though, Ace have left open a lot of trapdoors. The one behind reception done. Not the worst one in the world, we've just seen how bad it can be to push through there, and we've seen it in the past as well. This one, however, right above the A site is a big surprise, and the server one open is a big, big surprise. Like, those two are pivotal when attacking the A site.
Yep.
There is a sledge in the attacking team too. It's not like they've got no way to break it open.
So beware down players.
Well, right now, Slash and 9line are using the same strategy that Legend and Pappy did. Pushing in here. There's the camera. Trying to hide it behind the white lights of the car.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Pushing on in now from the garage. Romulus is right behind 9line's sightline. Legend sprints across the gap. Romulus realizing that he should not be peeking that anymore. Does get away to safety.
My beauty is in place.
Let's try and crack a couple of extra shots in there and just give himself another little line in. Making his way further up the edge now as Romulus is around here to the right-hand side. Comes around the corner, but that's an easy shot for Romulus. Didn't even land a single point of damage. Don't even think there's a bullet hole in the shield that time. I think he just straight up missed. Bullet holes are in the wall behind him yet. And that's the wall blown open comfortably now then. So the red corridor is a no-go area because 9line has it on lock.
Reload! Drone is ready.
And it's now time for True AmBition to be fair, if they realize that these floors are open, which they do, just completely push A site. Why were you not pushing that now? You've got 2 free trapdoors, you've got all the thermocharges left, you've got garage and red corridor controlled. What kind of sites can you get in?
Drop and be brave.
Sid then gonna grenade in towards the red corridor.
Beautiful bounce.
Yeah, right through the gap.
10 points on the grenade. I don't care what it did. There's nothing, but...
Yeah. Eclipse pushing down the front stairs. Slash there with him. 9line still pushing the red corridor. He sees Legend to the far end. It's an easy, easy kill. One leg Chris still droning at the backside, but
Attackers have
Looks
dropped
like they want to
bomb
push the
diffuser.
front end instead. Sid's going to get taken out by Boucher. Looking now to throw a C4 around the corner. 9line's far enough away that that's going to be an issue. Pappy still holding in A. Elastic on his cameras looking towards the top of this dropper himself. Boucher,
Attackers have
single
recovered their
man
defuse.
holding B now. True AmBition don't seem to know what they want to do. They've been given so much for free that they're a bit cautious and scared. Shoots down towards 9line. It's a dangerous, dangerous game to play, but gets away with it with his life. Slash is right above this trapdoor, and Boucher looks away every time he moves in, but Slash looks away when he actually drops, and Boucher gets the kill. Boucher gets tagged by Eclipse, who drops in afterwards, but Eclipse now breaking a hole in towards B. He does go in, but one legs Chris get down himself. Boucher's now looking to come around behind, and Eclipse is still a little bit unsure. Smoke grenades go in, it will get one leg Chris. Eclipse is the last man actually standing. He's going to hold for the plant. Elastic downs 9line, and now there's 3 to find, but Elastic gets Eclipse mid-plant.
You are out of time.
I have no idea what the hell just happened to True AmBition.
Nope. Besides, they got pooped on a little bit.
Yeah.
And like you said, I have a feeling this is going to push to OT.
Yeah, I don't see True AmBition holding Teller's archives again. Maybe if they took one of the other bomb sites, it'd be a little bit more unsure, but nothing they did in that first round showed any real promise of meaning they could do it better next time.
Right.
The only option they have here is to stay alive better on the top floor, but what can you really do to make that happen? You've got 5 people coming your way. You don't have the cover.
You know, Serenity and I were playing ranked, and I tried my whole open up stock and the beating room,
How's that validation?
and reinforced it all, and it really works. I think they should play it more.
Defenders,
I think more
protect
teams
your
should try it.
bombs being defused
We
by
tried it out.
attackers.
It worked pretty damn well. It gave you full rotation through all 4 of the points. It's a lot safer, I think, than playing Tellers. I think Tellers is a tough spot to hold, and having that extra freedom in rotation with all the front walls being reinforced, but the rotations through all the 4 big areas works really well.
True AmBition then setting their defense up of Tellers and archives. Reinforcing all the key walls and the important walls.
Camera feed up and running.
You can stop worrying about grenades now.
And yeah, I needed it.
10 seconds to
Play
go.
some ranked.
As they now
5 seconds remaining.
don't send anyone actually upstairs right now.
Active.
There they go. Eclipse heading on up.
Attackers recovered
9line
the
heading
defuse.
down
Attackers must
actually.
locate
Sid
and
playing
defuse
in
the
the open
bomb.
office area. Now going with 9line back towards the objective themselves.
Broadcaster Pro Team Season 3. Serenity, get ready.
Yeah. My people will reach out to your people.
All right, be in touch.
Slash is already down. What did that happen? Boucher came straight up the back server stairs and fired straight into archives. Takes Slash down. Couldn't finish him off, but he takes him down through that window. His team are not sure whether or not they can successfully revive him yet. They do now get it done. But he is in a tough spot. Pappy pushing in from the backside. Running that shotgun again. Legend rappelling up the front edge. Romulus rappelling up there with him. Everyone now droning in through the archives location for Romulus' Twitch drone. Elastic watching the main
Bomb
lobby,
located
keeping
by
his friends here
attackers.
on these windows covered. Boucher still downstairs. He's just droning to check the floors above before he heads on up there. Twitch drone taking a couple more shots at people and a couple of devices. Legend once more now looking at these floors and looking at these doorways above because they previously had to clear 2 people out of there. This time around there's no one there. They only got in there a minute and 30 in the first attempt. Doesn't look like they're getting in there much sooner this time, and this time they didn't even have to kill anyone. So, all right, True AmBition played with no one on the top floor and are actually getting more from it than they did when they put people up there.
They're more confused now. Like we haven't found them yet. They have to be up here. What's going on?
Yeah. This time in the last defense of this site, floors were being blown open when people were pushing into bomb sites from above. It is now making the move in for Ace, but they're trying to come in from archives, and one leg Chris takes down Boucher with an easy shot towards the top of those server stairs. Meanwhile, Elastic on the top edge of this skylight is looking down and in towards the same spot, trying to get a shot behind the shield, but no one's actually there. One leg Chris playing further back. More pushes forward. Pappy looking for a couple of holes to make. He's now using a thermite charge, and again on a non-reinforced wall, just to get inside to the CEO's office. Could pull off a couple of shots down through the floor. He does do it to where that corner would be, but that's not quite where one leg Chris is. He's a little bit more to the left, and he can't see him yet. Now he does it towards the doorway. Doesn't see him there either. A good spot from one leg Chris here, being completely hidden from this shot from above. 35 seconds on the clock. We need to look for the diffuser. It's on Elastic, but he immediately drops it. It's the last man on the stairs. Romulus rushes inside, but one leg Chris is there enough to react. Pappy now coming down to the same spot on the stairs, but he has a shotgun. He's not going to have to do much of a shot around here. He's going to get flanked from behind in the kitchen as well. Eclipses that man, and he's not getting that shot with the shotgun. Legend now, the last man standing here. Does get 1 kill onto Sid, but he's got to find 4 more. He's got that lull shield, so maybe he can make it work.
The lull shield's in play, boys.
One leg's really low, Slash is really low, but doesn't matter. Slash gets the shot. It is a headshot, and it is map and game to True AmBition. 3 points their way. 6-4 and 5-3. True AmBition taking down Ace Gaming with a successful hold on Teller's archives. Ultimately because of, as we said, a paranoia factor.
Yeah.
Spending all that time with no one on the floor.
Somehow, the fact that they had no roamers took them longer to figure out than to find and kill the roamers the first time, which is pretty incredible.
To be fair as well, there was a little bit of Ace Gaming saying, all right, we know they have no roamers now, and